I'd love to see in the chat how everyone's energy is doing today. We typically do like a 1 is really, really low. 5, you are feeling resource abundant. The topic for today is grief. And I want to just share a little bit about why. One, I don't really think there needs much explanation with everything happening right now. We're headed into a lot of astrologers have been like sounding the alarms around March about all of these big events. And so if you're feeling that internally, I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know all the details, but on Moon Day grounding, folks, BA and Midori tend to share a little bit. So maybe they'll have something to say. I know they did last week. I'm going to drop these community agreements actually first. And so camera and energy bank are totally optional. Please take everything as an invitation, engaging intentionally. Today, we're going to pretty much say keep connection to the energy bank, aka meeting chat. And so if you have things you want to share, be witnessed in, I invite you to do it there. And please drop an emoji to acknowledge agreement to these agreements. A little bit about me. This is my background. These are some of my ancestors and maternal guides, my grandmothers, great grandmothers. Thank you for dropping that in the chat. And so today specifically, as I started getting into grief is why we are gathered today, and also why I said at the end I'll leave some space, because typically, we're in conversation, but I'm really loving the ways, as I've been studying hypnosis, as I've been studying spiritism and Reiki for the past few years, hypnosis just since last year. But it just really affirmed to me that we don't always have to be verbal to express and feel these things. And I know, like for myself, that has a therapist that's more talk focused, it really feels nice to have a balance of not trying to find the words to name, because that to me is like connected with a lot of the ways we connect intuitively. Intuitive messages, things like oracle cards, divination, really kind of feel into a lot of the energies that maybe haven't made the way to be articulated as words yet. And so sometimes we can, I really just love that these systems affirm that it's totally okay to process your grief without having to recount it and give every detail of it. But I invite you to grab a journal if that is the way that you still feel supported. But how we're going to approach it today is through this meditative energy work experience. And so for you, if you have not joined one of my Reiki spaces today, or before, if you haven't, if this is your first time joining, just some expectations. This is energy work where I first imagine connecting all of our physical bodies to Mother Earth to receive Earth energy, with the intention that this perceived safety in our bodies allows our soul to travel a little bit beyond the physical realm, travel into our inner worlds, our imaginations, whether you believe that is time traveling into other dimensions, which I do, or if it is just a clear space to get in touch with the imagery and symbolism of your subconscious and of your imagined inner world, that's cool too. So if you haven't already gotten cozy, you can begin to close your eyes, bring your sound to the breath. And today I'm going to open us with our harmonizing frequency in the sound, through Dr. Kiki's sound healing framework. It is connected to the heart chakra. And so I'm going to sing 3 notes. I'm going to sing ah 3 times on the same note. I invite you all to sing together in unison with me on the first one, and then you can harmonize on the second and third. So taking a breath in. Again, feel free to take the note somewhere else in the second one or continue in unison. Breath in. Let that note ride all the way out till that breath is fully out of you, letting those vibrations wake your body up until together with the last breath. Try to silence my phone, and it started jumping the songs around. We are now tucked into the soft power frequency. And so stay here, maybe stay massaging your body. I actually want to invite you to connect with the spine today, especially. Maybe we need to roll the shoulders a bit, do a couple seated cat cows where you can look up to the sky, let your spine stretch backwards, and then collapse forward, bringing your chin down, curving your spine, and maybe give some like snake motions, knowing that the spine here is what holds a lot of essential things, but especially here in soft power, we intend to connect with the nervous system and our vagus nerve. Yes, Reese. Okay, thanks. You could say hi for one moment and then we're going to do a meditation. So could you stay out there? Okay. Reese wants to be in here today. So today we are going to pop a wave, but he can't see you. Today you can see here we have, can you hear that music that he's playing? Well, thank you. Well, he left. He's a Leo moon, so he needs to at least pop on and be seen for a moment. Okay, back to us. um yeah, waking up that spine. I already feel a little bit warmer since we did that vocalization together. And to clear this cue, Mercury's about to retrograde, and I've already been taken for a ride this week. Um, And so connecting with your body and your breath, wiggling, getting any last wiggles out or swiping energy off of your body, whatever it is, you need to settle in. And if you just how this energy work can show up, it may not feel comfortable to just be in stillness the full time. So inviting you again to move your body, to massage yourself throughout if that's what you need, to sing and use your voice or hum. Those vibrations of the voice really have powerful healing properties. And so please trust yourself as your ultimate healer, listening to what your body, where your body is guiding you. And if you haven't already closed your eyes, I invite you to do so now. You can focus on a spot in front of you if you're somewhere where you don't feel safe to close your eyes fully, bringing a gentle gaze, maybe at a little dip in the wall or something soft that catches your focus without needing too much attention. Bringing your attention to the sound of your breath. Noticing it exit your body, reminiscent of ocean waves. And feeling into today the energies that were really present. This beautiful amethyst tub that I put on the screen. Really connected to the heart and our softness. And if you notice, today was not just about grief, but grief and love, because my experience with grief is that they are so deeply connected, often revealing to me what it is I truly love and care about when that grief takes over. And so we're not here to erase grief, definitely not to suppress it, but just to be with it, to give it the attention that it's asking for, that maybe you understandably do not feel the capacity or the time to allow to take up all the space it needs during these busy weeks while we show up for others, while we show up for ourselves. When I asked a few of you what you would like from this Sunday, the answer was honestly to cry. And so what you're needing is a space to cry. That's what I'm here to assist with. But you don't have to cry. Not everybody's grief comes through with tears. And so for the next 30 minutes, just inviting you to sit with that neutrality at minimum. We want to bring our nervous systems are not always meant to be regulated. They're meant to keep us safe. They're meant to communicate with us. And so if today all we do is get to a neutral state to just observe what's lying a little under the surface, then that is plenty. And so if you haven't already, imagine roots dropping down from the base of your spine, connecting us to Mother Earth. As I mentioned, the energies assisting us that showed up. We have amethyst. We have the rain. Rain has been very present. Maybe that's connected with the tears. That's connected with nourishment of earth that we need to continue to water these seeds of growth and liberation. And these roots drop all the way down to Earth's crystal core. Notice the color that it takes today for you. Maybe it's that beautiful red that makes up the center of planet Earth, or maybe it's a different color for you today, but this is a color showing up to support your physical body. And so inhale all of that energy coming up through our limbs, through our roots, rising into the heart, and exhaling maybe with a sigh or audible sound as it sends this beautiful supportive energy through your entire being. Notice the ways that it fills your vessel, this color just touching and holding every part of you with softness, with no agenda to fix you, just to fill in the areas. Reminding us that we are always in connection with Earth, with the life around us. That separation is an illusion. And all the while, we can remain sovereign in our choices and our creative power. And so as you continue to cycle these breaths, if your mind wanders, just bringing your attention back to either the sound of my voice or the sound of your own breath. And with every breath, awareness of the physical body just dissolves as you melt into earth, being held, cradled, tethered by this cord that's dropped down from your body to the center of our planets. And trust as you continue to rest here that you are truly being held with love, and that you are whole. Thank you for giving yourself this time today to be with your own energy as a crucial practice to being in relationship and co-creation with your loved ones, with all of the elements and energies that are part of your world. And now that your body feels so safe, your soul begins to rise, the roof above you sliding right open, letting you witness the heavens above as you gently glide and rise up, up, up into the clouds. Through the portal of the clouds, gravity pulling you toward the soul spa. And today, the loving spirits and wise ancestors that tend to this astral bathhouse are taking you to the very private and perfect corner where this giant amethyst tub sits, filled with the most sparkly, inviting, warm water, just warm enough to feel comfortable as you step in, cool enough to feel refreshing. So allow yourself to slide in and float in this tub, feeling yourself lifted by the saline of this beautiful, gentle nectar that holds your body. As you lie here, this is just your first little dip and cleanse. And so, knowing that we've arrived here to feel whatever is dormant, letting the salt of this bath suck out anything clogging this, or separating you from witnessing your heart. If at any point you need to sit up in the tub or get out, there's so many cozy, perfect little corners in this space where you can feel completely. And so, taking a breath in, asking your body where you need some attention, I invite you to let your hands be intuitively moved and placed, trusting wherever they float to. Perhaps it's the heart, perhaps it's somewhere else. And you can just do this in your imagination if you're comfy in your position. What is present in your body, especially when it comes to your grief? We ask now that we are here in this neutral and cozy space for our grief to reveal itself if that feels safe. Allowing this part of you to take up more space and grow. Noticing the ways that it takes shape. Is it big and loud and occupying a big space in this room, or is it something that you need to lean in closer to? Peering at the heart of it. As with every breath, it opens a little more. It's okay to be honest here in this space with what you've been experiencing. You don't have to be strong here. You don't have to tell yourself that others have it worse or focus on what you're grateful for. No, you do that all the time. And today, this inner self that needs to be given some room for when things are not fair, unjust, unreasonably harmful, or even violent. You've always been correct in your heart that these things are just not right. They're not sitting in your body well. What you see on earth. Just give yourself some room to be human, completely human, like you came to earth as, with all of the innocence and hope and pure expectations for what life on earth could hold. It's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to be surprised. You may have even felt betrayed. Just know that all of these feelings, beyond one's named, if you're feeling them, they're real. There's no shame here in what has surprised you about your human experience. There's no shame if it took you more time than others. What matters is that you give yourself space to be honest with what you've been seeing and experiencing. So if you haven't already, I'm just imagining this plug being pulled from the tub and just letting everything pour through that needs to now. Allow it to grow. Allow yourself to feel and witness this. Express it. It's not through tears. Maybe it's through shaking or even writing, if that feels good to you, dancing, moving your hips, moving your spine. If you feel like there's an emotion that still is like waiting to be freed and you're right there, maybe tapping your chest or your heart, humming. You can even yell into a pillow if that's what you need. You do such an amazing job of holding it together. Sometimes you shouldn't have to. You were supposed to be protected. At least that's the promise that's often given to us as children, that the world just does not seem to be able to follow through on oftentimes. So thank you for giving that to yourself. This part that's revealed itself to you, that's grieving so deeply. You're able to now observe it, to give this part whatever it is that it needs, and trust that you know intuitively what those needs are. It's taken shape as a child. If you're able to witness this embodiment of your hope and trust in the world, know that you have the power right now to give this embodiment of yourself and your grief, whatever it is, it needs here. Could be a hug, could be a treat, maybe just that safe space under your arm. Maybe it needs play. And if you can't meet all those needs now, make a little note that you will remember when you leave to continue caring for this part of you. Being on Earth is such a intense experience because of the material things that we can't ignore. I have about 5 minutes left here in the soul spa, and so relish in what it feels like right now to be uninhibited by the limitations of the material realm. And I'll give you a few minutes without any talking so you can truly feel whatever that's here. And then a few songs with words will come up, and some journal prompts will be on the screen. And I invite you to direct yourself whenever you're ready to head back. And we'll close the door to the soul spa at the end. Please trust yourself wherever this experience takes you. If at any time it feels too much, know that you're in complete control, that this space is protected, and you're safe to feel and observe whatever comes up for you. If you haven't already, I'm inviting you to make your way back to your body, exiting the soul spa, taking your time. I know my favorite part of the spa sometimes is taking time to just bathe and brush my hair and kind of get ready before re-entering the world. And so you could see some journal questions on the screen if that feels good. And I'm going to let these songs play out. It's 10:45 now. If you have to go, and I would love to see in the chat how you're feeling after that, if you were able to release any of those emotions. I'm going to hang around till 11, let the next couple songs play, and just continue to send loving energy through, inviting you to at least imagine as you leave, closing the door completely behind you to the other world. Bring movement back into your body. Thank you for being here.
I've been digging my grave, looking for faith in the soil. Memories surround me. I've been drowning them out, waiting for peace in the silence. But it never found me, and I'm done waiting. Oh, 'cause I gave you love that I should have kept for me. Kept for me. Kept for me. Flowers can't bloom without water. I won't get much farther if I don't get my all of me. If I don't, I'll be filling up my hands with other people's damage. Now I'm washing myself clean. Gotta give my all to me. Gotta give my all to me.
I know I care about peace, now I care about black power. Fewer police, more poetry and more flowers. Shout when I speak, I couldn't get any louder, 'cause I know that I'm free, no use being a coward. I care about love, and I think it's the reason that we'll rise above all the violence and cheating. Yeah, it's in our blood, all of this love, but is it enough to know what we're fighting for? To know what we're fighting for. When we can't break down the door, at least we know what we're fighting for. I think we should all be a little more tender. Should love who we want to, regardless of gender. And be who we are, shouldn't have to pretend. And women should rise up and never surrender. Hope that one day we'll protect one another. Put down our plates and start loving each other. Is there a way we can stop running for cover? Is it enough to know what we're fighting for? To know what we're fighting for. When we can't break down the door, looking for. Cause every time that I turn on the news, a different rhythm, a similar tune, got me thinking, what is there to do? Cause I know courage isn't bulletproof, but every time I look up at the moon, I know the power is ours to use. We must stumble but we'll never lose. I care about love and I think it's the reason we'll rise above the violence and cheating. It's in our blood, all of this love, but is it enough?
Oh, y'all. Thank you for being here. I have up here our link tree, but I'll drop it in the chat as well. Um, if you're not a Village in the Sky member, I encourage you to join because it's free and most of you are, and most of you maybe joined before. And I know we changed around forms and we're still exploring our systems in the past year, but you join our Discord. And as the statement here says, right now we're fundraising to at minimum cover our operating costs. And so we are starting a little pledge drive soon and seeking to get at least 50 people in our community to become recurring monthly donors. And so if you're able, that could be as little as $1. It's energy and a energetic gesture, um, as we continue to exchange energy, mutually resource one another. Thank you for being here. And there's so many other ways y'all contribute outside of the dollar. So thank you for continuing to be part of this community. Thank you for continuing to invite friends. Testimonials are also appreciated. We are really gearing up for the long term of Church of Soft Power, filing for official nonprofit. We're already a church nonprofit. We're going for a 501c3 status. So just any words, any level of support y'all can give will help us continue to grow and sustain. So thank you. So I'll sit here till the end of the hour. If anyone feels called to, I'm going to stop the recording.